Are you in need of an immigration attorney? Hinkson Immigration Law is here for you. Located at 261 North University Drive, Suite 500 in Plantation, Florida. Attorney Jamal Hinkson is here to assist you with all your immigration needs. He has been an attorney for over 9 years and is a proud member of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Hinkson Immigration Law offers assistance with family-based filings, visa extension, interview preparation, deportation defense, citizenship, and more. At Hinkson Immigration Law, their clients' needs always come first. For more information, give them a call today at 786-309-7038 to schedule your consultation. Hinkson Immigration Law Firm is ready to help you with all your immigration needs. Hinkson Immigration Law is a proud sponsor of Omega Radio.
At this time, we're going to be joined in with Hinkson Immigration Law. That's right. It's Legal Talk right now with your very own Jamal Hinkson. God bless you, Jamal.
Thank you, Minister Parna, and good morning to all those that are listening. My name is Jamal Hinkson. I'm an immigration attorney. I've been an immigration attorney for over 10 years, and my firm is based in Plantation, Florida. However, one of the great things of being an immigration attorney is that I have the ability to represent individuals across the entire United States, whether they're in removal proceedings or deportation proceedings, or they're appearing for their interviews at an immigration office. Also, I have the ability to prepare drafts and briefs and represent individuals across the world when they are appearing for their interviews or relief at their local U.S. consulates or embassies. So, during this segment, I like to talk about changes or updates in immigration law. However, at the same time, I want to open up this session too as well for individuals that they have a burning question, they want their question answered live on this session. You can call locally at 954-900-4310. Now, it may be a little bit difficult to hear me, so I'm going to adjust my audio a little bit, and then we can get back to our.
You're locked into Hinkson Immigration Law with your very own Jamal Hinkson right here on the Station of the Stars. It's time for Legal Talk right here, so you don't want to miss out on all the information that he'll bring to you today. Keep it locked in here as we continue with Legal Talk with Jamal Hinkson, a proud sponsor of Omega Radio. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere. We got more coming to you with more Legal Talk.
Are you in need of an immigration attorney? Hinkson Immigration Law is here for you. Located at 261 North University Drive, Suite 500 in Plantation, Florida. Attorney Jamal Hinkson is here to assist you with all your immigration needs. He has been an attorney for over 9 years and is a proud member of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Hinkson Immigration Law offers assistance with family-based filings, visa extension, interview preparation, deportation defense, citizenship, and more. At Hinkson Immigration Law, their clients' needs always come first. For more information, give them a call today at 786-309-7038 to schedule your consultation. Hinkson Immigration Law Firm is ready to help you with all your immigration needs. Hinkson Immigration Law is a proud sponsor of Omega Radio.
It's Jamal Hinkson with Legal Talk.
Thank you so much. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit better, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as it relates to the number that you can call in if you have a burning immigration question, the number is 954-900-4310. You may be thinking to yourself, well, I have a question, but it's very personal. And therefore, I'd rather ask, indirectly to the attorney himself at his office. Well, my number is 786-309-7038. Once again, it is 786-309-7038. Now, while we're waiting for some calls to come in, I want to talk about an important change that recently happened, and it could have an effect on eligible applicants that were seeking some type of immigration relief. And that is regarding the parole in place program. The parole in place program was a program that was put in place by uh, this administration that lost the election, in which individuals that came into the country and they came in without inspection or they weren't admitted properly into the country would have to essentially leave the United States and would have to go back home if they wanted to receive an immigrant visa, which is a green card, because of their unlawful, the manner of their entry. So what this parole and play program did is that it actually allowed individuals to apply for parole if they could show that they were here for at least 10 years since June of 2024, and that they were married to since June of 2014, and that they were married to a U.S. citizen as of June of 2024. And what that would have, what that would mean, ladies and gentlemen, is just that individuals would be allowed to apply for this parole, and if they were granted that parole, then they would be able to do their paperwork within the United States. Because one of the requirements in order to receive a green card within the United States is that you have to show that you were properly inspected and admitted or properly paroled into the country. So let's say an individual, they came in without inspection and now they are married to a U.S. citizen and that U.S. citizen has filed for them and they want to start their lives again in terms of having that person obtain a green card, they would actually have to leave the country to go to an interview. And in fact, if they were inside the country for a year or more without authorization, due to the fact that they entered illegally, they would also have to apply for a waiver before they go to their interview, which these waivers are taking about 3 to 4 years. So with this parole in place program, you could have applied for parole, and that would permit you to have the ability to remain in the United States so that you can do your paperwork within the United States. That would eliminate the continuously and physically residing here in the United States, and I'll go over that later. And you have to demonstrate that you are a person of good moral character, which I'll go into that later too as well. So let's talk about the continuous and physical presence. Well, one of the requirements you have to show, or two of the requirements you have to show, is that you've been continuously and physically present in the United States over the last 5 years or 3 years, whichever one is applicable to you. So let's go over continuous presence. Continuous presence means that if you have taken a trip that lasted 6 months or more, there is a rebuttable presumption that you have abandoned or you have broken your continuous presence here in the United States. And sometimes immigration may even take the leap and say that you have actually abandoned your status as a green card holder because based on your extended absence from the United States, you have shown that you intend to abandon your green card. I've had that situation appear with some of my clients. And this normally happens for individuals that take extended trips, or they may not even take a trip that lasted 6 months or more, but they've taken frequent trips to the point that an immigration officer at the interview says, "Hey, we looked at your trips, you know, out and into the country over the last 5 years or 3 years, and it appears that you spend more time outside the United States as opposed to in." Now, one of the things that I would like to advise people on this process is that if you are going to take a trip, or if that trip you think is going to last more than 6 months, one of the things that you can do to make sure that we avoid the issue of even immigration considering that you have abandoned your status as a green card holder is you can apply for what is called a reentry permit, which allows you to, once it is approved, allows you to stay outside the country for even up to 2 years uh, without there being even an intention or a presumption that you have abandoned your status as a green card holder. Now, one of the things you need to keep in mind is that this reentry permit doesn't preserve your continuous presence. So let's say you get the reentry permit and now you want to take an extended trip. If you're now thinking about filing for citizenship, that extended trip is going to count against you as it relates to you establishing your continuous presence in the United States over the last 5 or 3 years for purposes of citizenship. However, the most important thing is you keep your green card intact. So, my advice to individuals who are taking extended trips, make sure you limit it to under 6 months. And if it cannot be under 6 months, then definitely make sure you come back in before a year, because that presumption now changes. If you spend a year or more outside the United States without this reentry permit, it is no longer a presumption that your continuous presence is broken, but now it's almost as if it is definite that the continuous presence is broken, and you will have to wait the certain period of time in the United States to regain that continuous presence. Now, as it relates to physical presence is not dealing with one trip or multiple trips which last for 6 months or under 6 months. Physical presence is exactly what it means, physically present. And in order to qualify for citizenship, at the time you file your application, you have to show that you have been present, physically present in the United States for at least more than half the required time, which if you're applying on the basis of being a green card holder for over 5 years, the number you have to look at is at least you spent 913 days physically in the country on the day you actually apply or immigration receives your application for citizenship. So you may have a situation where you can establish that you were continuously present because you've taken trips, but none of those trips have lasted over 6 months. However, due to the frequency of the trips that you've taken and the length of time that you've spent outside the United States, you may not be able to, demonstrate the physical presence requirement. I actually had a scenario related to this situation for a former client of mine. My former client decided to apply for citizenship on his own, and he was not really clear on how long he spent outside the country. So when he went to his interview, his naturalization interview, it was brought to his attention that he spent over 913 days over the last 5 years outside the United States. And that is technically over half, 2.5 years outside the United States as opposed to inside the United States. And therefore, that in it of itself disqualified him from applying for citizenship. So one of the great things about, if you get an unfortunate denial for citizenship, you don't necessarily mean that you're out of luck for the rest of your life. But as long as you become eligible later on, then you can reapply. So when that former client then decided to consult with me, we took a real deep look into his travel history outside the United States. And we were able to determine at what period of time can we now become eligible for him to reapply for citizenship based on him now acquiring the amount of days physically present in the United States. And we were able to reapply, and he was eligible based on physical presence. And you know what is so special about that former client is that as it relates to the continuous presence requirement, he spent an extended period of time outside the United States. He spent 10 months outside the United States. He didn't have a reentry permit. And the reason why he spent that extended period outside the United States is because when he traveled in January of 2020. And the reason why that is so significant is that unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic or epidemic broke loose in 2020. And in fact, a lot of individuals who were abroad, who had their green cards or even US citizens, the airports were not allowing individuals to come back into the United States, especially if you were a green card holder. And then even if there was an opening for individuals coming back into the United States, the flights that were, offered were few and far between. So my client had to spend an extended period of time outside the United States, which, as I mentioned earlier, if you have over 6 months but less than a year, there's a presumption that you have broken your continuous presence and therefore you're not eligible to apply for citizenship. However, that is just a presumption. So when we applied, he had his physical presence, but there was a presumption that he broken his continuous presence. However, when we applied with evidence showing, look, this is the reason why he was outside the country. It wasn't because of any intention to break his continuous presence or he had any intention of abandoning his green card. But this is what was happening. We had to provide proof of his, trip that lasted approximately 10 months. We provided immigration with proof showing that the flights out of the country where he was staying at the time were limited. And then we also presented even that there was a presidential proclamation that closed the borders, the United States borders, during a specific, period of months while my client was abroad. So all of these were used as evidence to rebut the presumption that my client, either abandoned his green card through, breaking his continuous presence. And thank God we were able to get my client approved. And he is now a citizen today. And hopefully he's going to be, applying, not applying, but actually voting in this upcoming election. So folks, based on this session today, everything that I tell you is almost like a cautionary tale, that it's important that if you're seeking any type of immigration benefit, you must seek the advice of an expert attorney, and an expert attorney that is specializes in immigration law, such as myself. So folks, please, I don't want you to end up as a cautionary tale. Luckily, I was able to save my client and he's able to become a citizen. But I don't want you to be that cautionary tale where people look at you as, hey, don't do this. But I want you to be one that says, hey, I found an attorney, he advised me properly, and now I have that immigration benefit today. And hopefully that immigration benefit leads all the way up to US citizenship. Folks, my name is Jamal Hinkson. My number is 786-309-7038. Once again, it is 786-309-7038. And until we meet again, God bless. And I hope that you'll give me a call if you have any burning immigration questions. Thank you and have a great day.
An immigration attorney? Hinkson Immigration Law is here for you. Located at 261 North University Drive, Suite 500 in Plantation, Florida. Attorney Jamal O. Hinkson is here to assist you with all your immigration needs. He has been an attorney for over 9 years and is a proud member of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Hinkson Immigration Law offers assistance with family-based filings, visa extension, interview preparation, deportation defense, citizenship, and more. At Hinkson Immigration Law, their clients' needs always come first. For more information, give them a call today at 786-309-7038 to schedule your consultation. Hinkson Immigration Law Firm is ready to help you with all your immigration needs. Hinkson Immigration Law is a proud sponsor of Omega Radio.
Join Legal Talk with Jamal Hinkson here on Wednesdays at 8:45 a.m. with Hinkson Immigration Law. For more information, you can reach Hinkson Immigration Law 954-900-4310. Keep it locked in now. Don't touch that dial. We got much more coming your way here on this station.
We're not God, we're not the door, low. And we hold our side, they're not the swallow. I wanna lift my hand. Tell me what you gonna do. I wanna lift my hand. From a body, I wanna lift my hand. He done do well for you. I wanna lift my hand. You never shout it. I wanna lift my hand. He give you many blessings. I wanna lift my hand. And a different project. I wanna lift my hand. He put food on the table. What do you know? Jiggy them. Anointing will follow me, follow them. Anywhere me enter them, I come in number one. Oh, cause me are giving them. This is a good way they cause righteousness. Good way they make sense. It's a good way they give man conscience.